Well, I hit the volume on my phone because I'm used to just hitting it whenever I'm listening to something or whatever. Anyway, honey, I hit the volume, it stopped the video. So now I guess I'm being forced to do a part two. They are still going. I moved. I thought that I had gotten to a spot where I wasn't going to be able to hear them. But alas, they are still going. They're at work. I'm not right now. I just left work and I'm going to be going back soon. But yeah, Pisces is about the experience and what you learn along the way, right? It is about the journey, not the destination. Yes. And that is because we've gone through all of the signs before we got to Pisces. So it has been about the journey, you know? And it's about destiny, you know? And I feel like no one actually I feel like no one really actually knows what their destiny is until it is all said and done. And when it's all said and done, they've reached another place, you know? A different state of consciousness, which is also Pisces. And that would be talking about, you know, dreams. Could be daydreams. I feel like that's more of a Virgo thing, but definitely daydreaming. Sleep, dreaming sleep. Any of those forms or any of those depths of sleep, you know. I feel like Virgo is connected to the sleep patterns. But Pisces is definitely even nightmares, dreams and nightmares, right? Hopes and dreams. Those are Aquarius. But you know, for some of you who are Sun in Pisces, your Vedic sign may be Aquarius. So there's always a lingering or a crossover of energy or an influence or something there. It's almost like taking some genes from both of your parents and then it's you know, as you go through the signs. Anyway, Pisces. Intoxication. Alcohol, drugs, things that induce a different state of consciousness, even foods that might do that, you know. Now we're going into Cancer energy with that, the consumption of foods that might make you hallucinate or things like that, you know. But the moon definitely is associated with Cancer, and that rules Pisces in the tarot. So there you go. But Pisces is that, things that are very unexpected, things that are also maybe even so very misunderstood energy. Now, I have dated a Pisces for a very long time. I did. Like 10 years. And I'm a Libra. And there was a lot of beauty surrounded by lots of that. But then there's also the Neptune influence, which is the higher octane of Venus, which is the goddess of love. And Neptune is like, you know, unconditional love, right? So it's the unconditional love of people, but it's also the unconditional love of people, places, and things. And with that unconditional love of something, it's kind of like that obsession with that thing. So it also is connected to that obsession too, by way of Pluto. And by way of, Pluto ruling Scorpio. So that's also obsession to a degree. I mean, definitely. But, you know, Pisces is also acceptance, accepting what you cannot control, like people who live less fortunate lives, or things, unfortunate things that happen to people. Pisces is very much the energy of a series of unfortunate events that happen, because it's like very much like the Hanged Man, right? 12th house, house of undoing. So it's kind of like, oh, undoing yourself. I've been so wrapped up tight and now I want to let it go. That type of thing. Or I've been caged in, or I've been so secluded or reckless or whatever, and now I'm getting the chance and the opportunity to express something that I haven't, in such a way that it gets a little out of control. And maybe also the sense of verbal expression gets out of control too with Pisces. Sometimes it's a bit of word vomit. Opposite Virgo, but it's kind of like, oh, all of these feelings have been bottled up because they come from Scorpio, right? And now they're kind of like letting all of these feelings out. But sometimes these feelings will, be expressed through art, because Venus is exalted in Pisces. It will be expressed through different forms of art, all kinds, right? Because Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and Venus is exalted there, and Jupiter is an abundance of things, exceeding the expectations. So anything that is associated with Jupiter sort of exceeds the expectations usually, right? But, Jupiter is associated with Pisces as well. So these are things, they're like, Pisces is very much hidden talents, or the 12th house can be hidden talents as well. So it's almost like when those talents are brought to the surface, it is very much what am I saying? It exceeds the expectations of others because they may have slept on you. Pisces rules sleep. You see what I'm saying? So that energy too, anything associated with like Pisces, or that energy of Jupiter, right? Exceeding the expectations. Oh my God, there's a dog with a tennis ball and I love it. You're beautiful. Oh my God. I have an obsession with dogs. I have 12th house energy. Okay? And I have one of the rulers of a water sign in my first house. I have a Cancer moon too, so I love the animals. I love them so much. This is why people will allow me to look after their animals for like a week, a month, maybe even longer sometimes. But I love it. I love it so much. There's the unconditional love, that type of thing. To even go beyond, what you thought was possible in terms of love. That's Pisces. It's forgiveness, and acceptance, but forgiveness too, because it's like, if you have someone in your life that is just addicted to something, it could be anything, and it becomes a major problem in their life to where like they start to like, everything starts to fall away, right? That's the undoing. And, but the belief and the faith that you have in someone can actually be that thing that keeps them going and transforms them, or reassures them that there is still love in the world, It's like that kind of thing. So Pisces is actually a very strong and powerful sign. All of them are, but everybody has their different, their different energies, their different strengths, gifts, talents, mysteries, right? Yeah. That's pretty much it, really, with the Pisces energy. I could go on for sure, but it is definitely the fish, that are sort of going in opposing directions, okay? Sometimes it's the fish going upstream, which is kind of like salmon, right? swimming against the current upstream, which is making them very, very strong. Only the strong survives, that type of thing too. The 9th house is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter rules Pisces, and a lot of the times, well, everybody who's in the 27 club, which is the number 9 reduced, is kind of associated with that number. Oh wow, there's a Saint Bernard. Oh my god. Wait. So cool. I love it. But sleep is very important for Pisces. Rest is very important for Pisces energy. And at the time, this is a good time for you to focus on all of those things that Pisces is associated with. It rules the eyes, so what you can see, what is obvious to you that you cannot deny. And then it also is associated with like the feet, you know what I mean? And that is kind of like how you ground yourself, it's what like gets you places. So you have to think of that too. It kind of is associated with like, I don't know, running, like if you run track or something like that, that's very much associated with the legs, and very much like Sagittarius, right? The quads. Aquarius rules the lower leg, and then Pisces rules the feet. So very much runners, or getting out and walking and seeing things and being out in the open, like they really do well with that type of thing. Jupiter is the esoteric ruler of Aquarius. So Aquarius, you know how I was talking about that crossover of energy between the sign that comes before and the sign that comes after of any particular sign, any one of them that you're talking about. So this is kind of like the thing with Pisces, like Aquarius comes before Pisces, and even some people might have their Vedic sign be Aquarius because they are Pisces. Jupiter is still associated with Aquarius, right? So it's the expansion of thinking and what you thought was possible, which is the innovation, And sometimes when we're able to have these technological advances in Aquarius, or that comes from Aquarius, then we're able to have these sort of profound, miraculous events that occur within helping humanity, or helping anything sort of continue to thrive, heal, upgrade, or anything like that. So sometimes if people are struggling, and technology is invented to put an end to that struggle. So this is how like we can help each other as like, people and, humans that love the world and each other and the animals and everything that live in it. This is the age of Aquarius, so it's allowing us to see what is possible. And it's allowing us to see what is possible that we've been ignoring. And now we're able to see the suffering, right? Pisces, the eyes, right? And it's associated with time too. Back to the Hanged Man, which is number 12, which is a 3, just like the World card. Lord of Time. Saturn being the last planet. The last planet that you can see with your eyes, and Pisces being the last sign of the zodiac. There's these parallels there. Which is very as above, so below, the parallels, right? Justice card, 11th house, Gemini, as above, so below. Yeah. Venus being exalted in Pisces is wonderful. Oh my gosh, so much imagination, so much creativity. Pisces is talking about the film, right? The eye, the lens, pictures, which is associated with that Gemini energy. So pictures are very important, seeing things. So maybe we'll see a lot of pictures of things that will really awaken us to like what's been going on out here in this world. Crazy. This is part 1, part 2 business. I wanted to just do one straight video, but yeah, Jupiter and Pisces association, which is very, we'll never again, none of us who are alive on this earth will experience, and even generations and generations after us will experience Pisces or Neptune and Jupiter both being in Pisces at the same time. Just because we've never experienced Neptune being in Pisces. I mean, maybe they have at other times throughout history, but we haven't in like close to a 200-year span. So if you have like an outer planet in your first house, like a Uranus, Neptune, or Pluto, people like you don't necessarily come around, and you're rare. There are people like you, and just kind of scattered like everywhere around the earth. I would say you're scattered. Okay, I guess that's my cue. It's been real. I'm about to get my ass downtown and read. I will be posting the rest of the signs. And thanks for being patient with me. And hopefully you watched part 1 and part 2. And I will talk to you guys later. Or soon, for that matter. Happy Friday.